Hello, everybody. What I'm about to do is a segment that I'm going to have on my channel called Hello Heaven. Um, Hello Heaven came from my personal journaling, and I started my journals to heaven, Hello Heaven, and so pretty much what I want to do with Hello Heaven is to show the public how I communicate with either my angels or to my production team, the ones who are part of the Bella Project, which I can't use the name. I'm not sure why. Somebody said that someone else has it. So it's probably my family. So it'll be the Human Project that we're working on. And it's really just all about daring to have the most extreme, exciting human experience you can have while you're here in this human experience. And so when my family completely, utterly destroyed my beautifully well built life after 47 years, and just completely annihilated it all, I really wasn't happy about having to rebuild. I didn't feel like I should have to go through this all over again. This is just it's beginners, but then it's advanced level 2, because a lot of things I just did naturally. I didn't have any rhyme or reason. It was just something that I put in my life, adopted for my life, or made a part of a ritual in my life as far as my spiritual development. So having to do this all over again and not know why and yet not even know how I did the things I did. I'm just going back to not really trying to figure out or to recreate the things I used to do, but now with the knowledge that I have, maybe I can create different, more effective rituals. And I'm doing that all with the public, live and in living color. You'll see all my mistakes, you'll see all my ups and downs, and even just having, but having, it was always intuitive. It was just, I could just sense it. And so that's kind of a difficult thing to explain or to be able to demonstrate publicly. So I decided to use, some people call them pendulums, but I just used a necklace that had my energy on it and communicate with heaven. So what I'm going to use is this tool that I made, because I think if I make it, it has something much that's more personal, and it doesn't have energy of somebody else on it. As far as they're making design. So it's especially, and I have like one for heaven, one for Mother Gaia, and one for each arc. I'm going to talk to an archangel. They would have their own. If I'm talking to Jesus, he would have his own. I don't know if I'm comfortable talking with God that way yet, so I'm not sure. This whole formality of how you address the different aspects of heaven, I'm just getting new. I'm new to it, and I'm getting used to it. So you guys are going to be here with me and grow along with me. So this segment in Hello Heaven, this is the first Hello Heaven for Bella Divine's channel. Hello Heaven. I just did a judgment file, and my judgment was to the authorities of our country, who aren't really doing anything to assist or facilitate and bring justice to the crimes that they are watching the readers on YouTube reveal. You can pretty much know who they are. They're doing everything but say their names, but they're not doing anything, but they're actually doing things worse, in my opinion. This is my opinion. And whenever it's my opinion, I'm going to tell you it's my opinion. If it's fact, I'll tell you it's fact. But, you know, this is something I would do on my own. I would ask heaven, well, how was that? Did I accurately say the things I need to say? Is that right what I said? Is that what they're doing or not? So instead of just doing it on my own, I'm going to do it in front of you guys. And then maybe we'll ask a few other questions. This is my tool for Hello Heaven. For all of heaven. Hello Heaven. Oh, I want to say, through a lot of trial and error, I've learned that using a magnet helps the answers to be more accurate and clear, and block out any interferences from other familiar or monitoring spirits who aren't supposed to be around you but may be around you. So, and they can actually, fuck with the energy and give you a false read. So, is that correct, Heaven? Oh, no. Everybody say hello, Heaven. Everybody say hi to Heaven. Hello, Heaven. Heaven, could you show the viewers? Yes? Thank you, Heaven. Can you show the viewers no? I'm trying to get my arm still. Hold on. I gotta put my... I'm sorry, Heaven. Thank you. Could you show the viewers no? Thank you. Do you like this idea that I came up with to communicate with you for the viewers? For Hello Heaven? Do you like it? Are you excited that you'll be able to talk to the people? Great. Okay, Heaven, I just did a judgment vow, and I was irate with the authorities who I believe aren't doing anything to stop the crimes or bring justice to the viewers of the spiritual community. So my accusation was, they're just watching, they're lurking, they have no intentions to do anything as far as bring justice to the victims, that they're watching their stories be told. Was I correct when I said that was I correct when I said I don't believe they have any intentions on bringing justice? So, let me ask that one better. The authorities, are there actual authorities, police officers, tuning in to the readers on YouTube? Are there authorities? Is that a yes? Give us a yes or no. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Okay, we're back. Heaven, can you tell us if there are police officers and investigators watching YouTube? Are these investigators enlightened by the insight and details of the crimes that were committed against some of their collective? So, thank you, Heaven. Did you clear that? So, would you say that She's got to get used. Heaven has to get used to facing you guys, because Heaven is used to facing me. Isn't that right, Heaven? You want to face me, but you're on camera now. You got to face the camera. Look at me through there. How about that? Can you do that? Okay, good. In investigating cases, the investigators and police officers or FBI agents, whoever may be watching, has it been able to cut down a lot of their investigation hours by the information that they are getting from the readers? Yes or no? All right. Okay. So, my accusation was that I don't believe they were going to do anything. They're just watching, and they're just entertained by the process, and they're just, studying or doing whatever they're doing. But truthfully, basically, the accusation was: are the authorities that are watching and investigating these cases, do they have any intention on bringing justice to the viewers? Yes or no? So the crimes that they are hearing about, they have no intentions on making any arrests. Is that correct? It just hurts my soul when I see that shit. Question I want to ask you now. If a viewer went into the police station to report any of these crimes, would they take the viewer seriously? Are there any active investigations about the stories that the readers have been portraying on YouTube? Are there any active FBI, CIA, I don't care who, besides private investigators, they don't count, the ones that have authority can actually bring to party? Are there any legitimate active investigation of any of the crimes that are being portrayed by the readers on YouTube? Are there any? So, when the readers get downloads suggesting that there will be arrests, that there will be, justice being brought, or there, that there's investigations and stuff, the energy that they are picking up, is this intentional energy sent by the authorities of any sort that is watching the YouTube readers? This is a tragedy, isn't it? Did y'all hear that? Is there someone in my closet? Did you hear the hanger drop? Was there an entity in my closet? It just naturally just dropped? Okay, good. Because I was about to freak out and run out of here. Okay. So, the authorities that are watching are intentionally misleading, sending out energy, giving a false read to what will actually occur or not. Is that a correct statement? Future faking is what this would be called. Is that correct? Sad. And future faking is for the sole purpose of keeping the viewers watching and hoping and wishing and hoping and wishing when shit ain't gonna never really happen. Is that correct? Wow, heaven. That's just really sad. What's up? Mm. Heaven. Were the crimes that were reported by the readers, that were the energy that they were picking up and reading, did these crimes actually occur? Do the authorities believe that these crimes actually occurred? Do the authorities believe that these crimes actually occurred? Is that a true statement, Heaven? Is that a true statement? So let's test that again. Clear the energy. Jesus, could you bless this session with Heaven, please? Heaven, do we now have extra Holy Spirit protection on this? Is Jesus blessing this segment? Thank you. Okay. Good. Are we safe to go on and to continue without interference? Thank you, Heaven. Clear that. Heaven. Do the authorities believe that the crimes that the readers have reported about actually occurred? Do the authorities believe it? Clear that. Thank you, Heaven. Is it common for authorities of different offices? Oh, you want to look at me? Let's turn back. Turn back to the camera, Heaven. Can you turn back to the camera? Turn back. Turn back to the camera. Okay. You good? Are you good? This is holy heaven, the most highest heaven. Okay. Clear. Thank you. Heaven. I asked it. Okay. He said that they do believe that the crimes committed. Okay. The reason why I asked that question is because earlier, when I asked the question about are they benefiting from the information that they're getting, and Heaven said yes. So I'm like, okay, well, if they didn't believe that the crimes was real, how could they be benefiting from it? So I knew there had to be something, a little interference got in there. Okay. Let's get back here. Okay. Back in business. Back in business. Let me get back in business. We're still recording. We're still recording. This way. That way. There you go. There you go. Okay, so let me see what else I can ask. This just threw me off. I didn't know. Of course, I didn't know the answers were what they were. I just know what I felt, and so just to get that confirmation, it's like, oh goodness, it's just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my lord, oh my lord, what are we doing? I'm dumbfounded, Heaven. I'm just blown away, blown away. You know, huh? Okay, so the victims of these crimes. Oh, let's do this. The main storylines that are being discussed for creative content on the tarot community were the men that these women dated hired. Sorry, were the men that these women dated hired specifically to love bomb them and discard and ghost them? Was that an intentional reaction? Were they paid? Clear that. Thank you. Thank you, Evan. Were they paid to perform this role? Were they paid? Did they ever have any intentions on returning back to these women? It's pretty much like a dating scam, basically. Would you say? It's what I call build a bitch. I'm gonna give you a rest, Heaven. Build a bitch is where illusionists merge with dating web internet companies, where if you sign up for a dating site, there are rich, unattractive, no character, no personality kind of men will go on and pick out women they're attracted to. But they want to mold them into who they want them to be. And so someone got the bright idea that it was good psychologically, socially, or emotionally or whatever, to break her down and rebuild her. That's what I call build a bitch. Like some AI doll or something of that nature. So these men they'd hire, the dating sites will hire narcissistic men or train them to be narcissistic men or whatever they do, and then send them out to the women that were invested in, bought. And so the men will go out there, the narcissists will go out there and they get with the woman, love bomb them like crazy, and then, and then put all kind of spy cameras and put that demon juice all throughout their house so that they can do voyeuristic remote viewing to create, the demon networks that they have on the black market. And so, and then hack all their phones and all kind of shit. And so the men, the narcissists, would, start to devalue them, and then they would go and ghost them. And so the government had some interest, for some reason, to study the effects of ghosting on people and how to effectively deal with it, and see if they can actually use Google magic to repair them or heal them, because if people don't go into see a psychologist or something like that, then to see if they can use it through projection, which is magic. It's black magic actually, but or spell casting. And they would have they would have you had your bad group and you had your good group, and so you had the good group who supposedly had the woman's best interest to help build her up and get her right, according to the unattractive investor, because they believe if you break her down so bad, and then what she'll end up feeling is that, oh well, now that she's getting herself back together, and you're maybe somebody she's not really attracted to, but she'll be happy to be with him because she chose a man that she was attracted to and all that type of stuff, and then he beat her up and all that type of stuff, and then she would just settle because somebody had money and was willing to take care of her. Didn't know that she was bought by that man. And their phones are not, the phone is not AI. It's them taking control of her phone, making sure that she don't receive nothing that the investor don't want her to have. So this is where that's the illusionist. The illusionist is there monitoring the phone and making sure the phone is giving her and projecting to her and conditioning and brainwashing her mind to be somebody that when the investor comes and do his spell casting on her too, because he's keeping her under spells with the bullshit. And so, and when he does a random meetup, but it ain't random, they set that shit up. Then he can keep the spells going, casted by the illusionist during, all the projections and the type of programming and the music that they have her listening to. So that she will believe she really wants to be with the guy. She'll believe that he is really attractive. Men have lost their way. They have really lost their way. I'm not sure if there's any women out there that are doing this shit along with the men. I mean, there's probably a few, crazy narcissists out there. But I mean, if this is what it's come to, that men have to build a bitch, break a bitch down, build her back up, because he has no character, he has no personality, he has no self-worth, he is a nothing, that he has to break her down to nothing and to build her into something that she's not supposed to be, and then keep her under a spell during the time that he's with her, married to her, whatever, just to keep some pussy? Really? I mean, that's a man that don't deserve no pussy, because he ain't worked for it. He doing some bullshit and putting demons in people. What the fuck is going on with these men? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? Do you know that you are so wicked of a person that you don't deserve love? Because it really cannot be that you believe that you're an unlikable person, or that you're so horrible of a person. And if you just put the fucking time into it and date a woman right, you'll be okay. You'll find somebody. But you're just fucking lazy. You just want to just whack off your dick and just to say you got a bitch on your arm that you build, and that she's walking into some way, and you don't even fucking know yourself. How the fuck you gonna build a woman? What the fuck is wrong? What do you know about a woman if you don't even fucking know yourself? If you can't be man enough for a woman, what the fuck you doing this shit for? I mean, just that stuff alone. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea to sit up and fuck with people? The men clearly can't attract anything himself. And if he can't attract anything, that obviously means he's a fucking fake. And fake don't have energy. It doesn't have this magnet. It has no life to it. So you can't attract anything because it's unmovable. Why the fuck would y'all think that was okay, YouTube, to sit up there and do this shit and fuck with women's lives? Just because you had some psychologists on the other side doing equal projecting and doing some fuck shit. Because technically, if y'all didn't fuck with her and put your little fag in her life to beat her up and to destroy her, she wouldn't have never need none of your goddamn psychology. She was probably just fine before you fucking fucked with her. What about that? What gives you the right to go fuck with somebody's life? Destroy it. Impact it. Do stuff that had you not purposely went in her life to do what you did to her life, she wouldn't have never had that fucking experience. She lived this long without it. Why the fuck do you have to go in there and fuck up her life? Just because you got some creeps that want to build a bitch, because obviously, they're probably mass murderers. They're probably out there molesting children and everything else. That's probably why the fuck they can't get nobody. If a person is not willing to do the work and allow themselves to attract what is their likeness, then they don't deserve it. Clearly. Because I've seen some really ugly men or women, according to y'all standards. Oh, if they thought that, they'd be thinking they the shit. And you know what? Everybody else think they the shit too. Why don't you start doing more of just building people up and stop tearing them down with your fake ass society? Stop making us be robots. Allow us to remain the human beings that we are, and stop trying to make us act like your AI robots or yourself that does not have any type of sensation, vibration, recordable, readable. Because you're so fucking fake. Just because you fake don't mean everybody else is fake. There are real human beings in the world. And y'all just fucking with us. Leave us alone. I know that went off, sorry. Either way. I don't know if I'm going to have a rant or segment or not. Oh, Lord Jesus. We just need to rant to somebody. We need to rant to somebody. I mean, shit. Otherwise, I'm going to start just putting knives into somebody. I mean, goodness gracious. This is like, it makes my brain hurt. Like really hurt. When I just see the stupidity and like, how can I see this shit? I do not have a college degree. And I guarantee y'all probably got masters and doctors. I just went to high school. I ran a business for 30 years. I never went to a business college, never took a business course. And I can see the shit. And I can see all the harm you're doing. Like I said in one of my other videos, when I was homeless, you really need to get some human beings to run your bullshit past before you launch it to the public. Because y'all want to sit back at the end of the day when all the damage is done and want to go, oh, we had the good intentions and we really done. Well, you know what? You could really use the help of human beings to see if the human beings will be receptive to your fucked up, insensitive ideas. You're hurt because you have so much access to the whole fucking world. You're hurting so many of us. You're destroying. You're doing more harm. You seem like you want to study the narcissist effect and all that type of shit, but you're causing more harm than the narcissist caused. On top of the harm that the narcissist caused. Why? Why do all that shit? Before you launch some bullshit, run it by some human beings, some real human beings who actually has common sense and understands what the purpose of being a fucking human being is. Not to be some fucking robot. God gave us free will because he didn't want to be like all the other gods. He didn't want his subjects to be robots. But you fucking trying to take us back there. You really need to take my advice. You need to have some real human beings on your board of directors. Real human beings. And y'all know that you're not real. You know, we don't need to go down that road. We know that you fucking are not real. And you're trying to pretend like you care. You're trying to do all kind of caring things to hope that one day you'll care. You need my help before you be able to care. You'll never be able to create something to feel something that you've never felt, and you don't even have the mechanisms in your body to feel it. So how could you do some bullshit like this and think that you're doing something, that you would even know how to do it correctly once you fuck it up? Your whole build a bitch is a dumb, stupid idea because you ain't doing shit right. You're not putting foundation. It's all fluff. You know, it's just like cotton candy. Just as soon as you touch it, it's just going to start melting and breaking down. I really hope somebody starts realizing, not care, because you'll never be able to care without my help, but you'll never be able to care. And if you don't care, you can just be intelligent enough to put two and two together and say, well, this is the history of human beings and this is how they behave, this is what they did, and maybe it's not a good idea. Just because we had some creative spark that we rarely get, don't make it right. So I hope you guys start really getting around human beings, because you really forgot how human beings act, because you've been able to circle yourself with just a bunch of views, with no emotion, no sensation, just a robot bullshit, and say the robot bullshit, go to the training manual, figure out what you're supposed to do to that and do to this and do that. You're not human. There's no code of conduct for being human. There's no book other than the Bible by the creator of humans. No other manual do you need to know how to be a human. Your mechanical book that you write is stupid. So let's think on it, okay? And I know I'm not the only one who saw this. I'm just the only one probably who was just bold enough to say that shit. And now that I said it, I'm calling judgment on you. Stop the bullshit. Stop fucking with people's lives. You're messing up everything. The Akashic Records. I mean, even what God had expected to be. You fucking that up. And the devil probably said the same thing too. I do want some subjects on earth. It's no fun if I can't manipulate them, because everybody goes to the manual and do what I want them to do. I mean, it's no fun. There's no challenge there. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave you alone. Please do something. fix this shit.